We're getting closer and closer to the release of Disney's biggest headache of the year, that being Snow White, a very, very expensive movie, by the way, facing a lot of controversy. And Disney's quite aware of the controversy surrounding this movie, so much so that they're taking some extra steps to kind of minimize that as we get closer to the release. So the Daily Mail put out this article yesterday, an exclusive, and it goes over some really interesting things that we're going to talk about here. One being that apparently a UK premiere got completely canceled. They shut it down. It was supposed to happen soon. Nah, we're just not going to do that. They're also going to limit press tour. And they're going to minimize the questions that Rachel Zegler gets. They're shutting her up. And they're controlling what she can respond to, which I find pretty interesting. Almost like they've become hyper self-aware that she's a problem. A problem they didn't have a problem with about a year ago. She's done. She is done. I don't think she ever works at Disney again after this, because she has sunk this movie. She's made it so much worse than it needed to be. It could have just been about the fact that Snow White's not white, but she's decided to call everybody bigots and trash fans of the original, calling the prince a stalker, all kinds of shit that didn't need to happen. Like, I don't know, telling Trump supporters that she doesn't want their business, stuff like that. I've never seen anybody ruin their career faster than Rachel Zegler. But here it is right here. This is really interesting stuff. Let's go through some of this. As one of the most anticipated and expensive films of the year, it would only be right for Disney to roll out the red carpet for its forthcoming Snow White. But the Mail can reveal bosses are refusing to hold a star-studded premiere in the UK for the movie over fears of backlash over woking it up. So this movie apparently not getting a red carpet premiere, which is kind of odd. I mean, that is out of place for a movie like this. It really is. But you know why they're afraid of it. Red carpet questions, journalists all over the place, cameras taking a bunch of pictures. Look what just happened at the Oscars. They rolled out Gal Gadot and they rolled out Rachel Zegler together to present an award. And it was so obvious that there's a problem between the two. Even though they really didn't interact that much. They just read their little cue cards and took off. But you could tell just from the body language that something was going on there. And it totally makes sense that they have problems with each other because Zegler is an outspoken advocate for Palestine. And, of course, Gal Gadot is from Israel, was in the Israeli army, supports them. So right there, you have a huge ideological difference. And I actually believe that despite that, Gal Gadot, or Gadot, how you say her name properly. I believe that she's capable of being a professional. She has shown that time and time again, despite how she feels about something. She usually just acts professional. The complete opposite of Rachel Zegler. And Rachel Zegler has a history of being a mean girl, loves canceling people, loves taking a shit on people when she can. And I bet you there was some tension on that set. I don't know if we'll ever find out or hear about it, but I'm going to guess they probably didn't like each other. That probably plays into the roles very well, but I don't know. Most people aren't going to see this movie, so who knows? Anyway, not getting a red carpet premiere, probably because they don't want those two having a bunch of press together because it's not going to go well. And I wonder how the press tour is going to go. I wonder... It's going to be limited, which you'll hear in a second, but I wonder if they'll tour together or separately. The smart move is to keep them separately touring. That would be my advice to Disney. Don't put them together. Because then you just have the talking points of the fact that they obviously don't like each other. That's obvious. At least to me, from watching them interact and walk out together, it just screamed problems. Anyway, what would usually be a big square event full of lights and cameras for a $212 million live-action remake of the 1937 cartoon film. Instead, there will be no celebration on British soil in an attempt to avoid anti-woke backlash. Instead, there will be a handful of tightly controlled press events. And that's the big one. Tight control press events. You know why that is. It's all because of Rachel Zegler and her inability to keep her mouth shut. She has constantly made a fool of herself for the past couple of years. She cannot stop doing that, and she will never stop doing it because she thinks she's a big deal. And still, after all these failures, especially that Y2K movie, holy shit. Like, she was the lead in that movie. That really showed you she has zero star power. Nobody showed up for that movie. It was embarrassing. And she says that people line up to see her. She's the greatest thing ever, the newest, greatest thing. Nobody even made any noise when she was on camera at Madison Square Garden. You know that had to affect her ego. But anyway, an insider told the Mail Disney is already anticipating an anti-woke backlash against Snow White and have reduced the media schedule to just a handful of tightly controlled press events. That is why they have taken the highly unusual step to not host a London premiere for the film and are minimizing the amount of press questions Rachel Zegler gets. Notice they didn't say Gal Gadot. Notice that they're not minimizing the things that she gets because she actually handles shit well. The decision comes after Snow White actress Rachel Zegler was labeled a walking PR disaster for Disney, having made controversial comments about the role. And then it goes over the stuff that she did, saying the movie scared her as a kid, Prince Charming as a stalker, calling him weird. That really pissed off a lot of people, shitting on the classic. So the walking PR disaster isn't going to get asked a lot of questions. My, oh my. This is actually a good move by them. So they know they're getting closer to release. So there will be no premiere. I'm sure there'll be something in L.A. What that is, I don't know. But a traditional big red carpet, you're not going to see it for this movie, I don't think. And then, of course, the press tour, which I was actually kind of looking forward to. Here's what's going to happen with that. She's going to go probably to a press event with somebody that's a very controlled shill, somebody that plays ball with Disney, and whatever questions that they're going to ask are probably going to have to be screened by Disney or somebody attached to Disney, some kind of PR guy, or they're going to get a list of shit they can't ask or something. And I guarantee you somebody has told her, because she's been very quiet lately. She's been quiet since the election. Very little has been said by her. It's the quietest she's ever been. And somebody probably put the fear of God into her. You need to shut your mouth. And I imagine she'll be quiet until Disney is done with this movie, and then she's going to start running her mouth again. Whether or not it's about Disney, I don't know. I'm sure that she has NDAs slapped all over her now because they don't want her destroying this movie and them after it comes out and bombs, and it's likely going to bomb. Anyway, funny stuff to me. We'll see how it goes, but they want to minimize as much as they can, and they've been putting stuff out. They put this out yesterday, this Waiting on a Wish song that she did in acoustic, which isn't bad. She has a good voice. The problem is this movie sucks, and she can't stop saying stupid shit. They are hiding replies again. Like, they're doing as much damage control as they can. So you go to the hidden replies, and, it's full of the usual stuff. And they're going to keep doing this with everything they post. Anyway, That's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.